What do you think? What are your interactions like with other homeless people in Shreveport? Like, how do you get along with people?
I love them. I love them. I help them. They help me. If I got some and I see them, I help them and they help me. I have no problem with homeless people. They're good people. They're just going through a bad time right now. Most of them is mental. Obviously, I'm not mental. I don't guess. I'm mental probably in my state being homeless, but first psychologically, I'm not mental. I got very smart.
Do you think there are a lot of people out here with mental health issues?
Most people out homeless, they got mental health issues. In my case, I'm not one of them, but if I keep on like this here, I probably will be mental, because it's getting to the point, you know. But right now I'm saying my mind is good.
So tell me how the police treat you here, and then city officials or whatever.
Pretty bad. I got woke up this morning, said I was loitering, and there was no loiter signs. And then she has the audacity to step on my tarot cards. And I told her, get the hell off my feet, or get your feet off my tarot cards. I said, that is totally disrespectful. She goes, I don't know if it was a gun or not. It's a square case. How can it be a gun?
Where do you stay at night usually?
Everywhere. Everywhere. Anywhere I can. And if it's raining, I try to find somewhere that doesn't have a loitering sign and it's under an awning, so I could get some peaceful rest without getting wet, my stuff getting wet.
And what about food? How do you get food around here?
I go to the local shelters. There's the Love Well, which treats me really well. I actually love what they've been doing with their work. Hope Connections, not so much. They're pretty much assholes over there.
Where did you stay last night?
I slept somewhere down the bike path in the little area of woods between the river and the bank, like in the trees.
And you said someone came and kicked you out?
No. Somebody kicked me out of my house, and that's why I was out. I'm out here now.
Are you a veteran?
I'm not.
No, okay. So how long have you been out of your house?
This time, just for the last night, but it's permanent now.
And have you been receiving any services from the city, or?
Not from the city. I receive SSI from the federal government, but not anything from the city hardly anymore.
All right. What do you need most of all?
It'd be really cool to have like access and quicker track to housing services and what is that, Section 8 type stuff, and the government housing and all that. That would be awesome, but it's a joke. Like, I've been trying for 10 years, and I've had to check for 10 years and all that, and they just put me in the back of the line every time and tell me it's going to be too long of a process. You know, you don't even get on the list.
They like my dreads, most people.
So,
good man right there. He's a good guy. How you doing, sir? He's on the phone now, but.
When you were young in Shreveport, what did you dream about, like being when you were older, or when you grew up? What did you want to be?
Actually, I wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to tell jokes. How y'all doing? Could y'all help a hungry man out with some change?
That's nice of you.
Could y'all help a hungry man out? Anything. Thank you so much. Pray for me. Yeah, growing up in Shreveport I lived in the bottom. I'm from the bottom. I'm bottom all my life, you know. Been to prison, 7 times. I've been out of prison now. I got out in 18. I went in 06 to 18. I've been out, almost. This is like is this 23? I've been out almost 5 years, going on 5 years. But I haven't had an ID since I've been out. And that's the only reason why I'm still homeless, because I can't get a job. Can't get no housing or nothing like that.
What do you do for food?
Actually, sometimes I look in the garbage can. I get food out the garbage can sometimes. And sometimes, people help me out, which is good. They got a lot of good people here too. Even though they got a lot of bad people. I mean, people that look down on you, but you got to move on.
Are you ever worried about your safety, or does anyone ever mess with you?
Basically, that's why I sleep out in the opening. I know a lot of people move around there. That's one of the reasons why I'm not kind of scared, because I sleep where I know people gonna be at.
Right.
Like up under the bridge, there's a lot of people there. How you doing, ma'am?
Yeah, it's kind of a joke. They used to have cool stuff, like the hub was cool and everything, but like those kids actually kind of cared a little bit, but that's private Christian stuff. I don't even think.
Where did you grow up?
Here, Shreveport, Highland, and around.
You went to school here?
Yeah, all of my school was here. And then moved away when I was an adult and stuff, like teenager and adult, but I went up to school age here.
You have family here?
The only people that here left are my sister and my uncle. But yeah, they all grew up here, and then my mom died, and everybody else moved away.
And what do you do for, now that you're not at a place, what do you do for food and showering and stuff like that?
I'm not really sure. I'm fixing to have to figure that out again, I guess. I don't know, man. I can't do it in Shreveport, I don't think. I'm going to have to go somewhere where the city's got more love and it got more, it's a little bit more advanced and stuff and those things, like New Orleans or somewhere that's been dealing with it for a long time has kind of got it down a little bit better, A lot of more services, a lot more just care and the community and stuff, in general. You could tell that they're not aggravated or doing it because of a paycheck or doing it because they, because they're doing community service or something. Like the people are actually caring about these people and, know them by name basis and stuff like that. In some places I've been in, develop relationships and stuff.
So, when you were a boy or a young man, first of all, how old are you now?
I am 45. Just turned 45 in last January.
So when you were a young man or a boy, what did you want to do? What were your dreams? What were your passions? What were your hobbies? What did you want to do when you grew up?
There's a lot of things I wanted to do, but being around negativity for so many years, it's what's the use? But there was a multiple selection of stuff that I wanted to do. Now, I want to get my YouTube channel going, and I'm trying to have somebody help me with that, but I have no help. Every time I ask them and they want to help me, they back out at the last minute.
So when you were young, what did you see yourself doing when you were an older man? What was your...
I really didn't. I didn't at that time because I really was too young to even think of it at that time.
So you said you had some family in Louisiana. Where are they? And tell me about your family members that are alive.
I don't know if I have any in Louisiana, but I do have a family history that is further south in Louisiana here.
All right, so what are some of, and you can get as elaborate with this answer as you want. What are some of your big needs in your situation? Like what could really help you out?
Get my YouTube channel going. Really. And honestly, if I can get that going and doing my videos and whatnot, or whatever I want to do on YouTube, I think that'll get me going so much right now, and so well.
So what are you planning? What kind of videos are you going to have on your YouTube channel?
I do haunted exploration, abandoned exploration, haunted abandoned exploration. I go to explore things that people don't dare to explore. Because they just, I guess, don't have it in them to do it, I guess.
So give me some examples of some of the places you want to explore, or you have explored in the past.
I went to several places that actually were haunted, and I go and talk to them, the spirits. I'm kind of like a medium, but I don't really consider myself that. I just consider that I'm an empath. I can feel people's emotions, understand them more than my own, and I have more of a connection with the spirits.
If you want to do some stand-up or try out some of your stuff on me, go ahead. Because I love that stuff.
Global warming is caused by the trapping of the heat from the sun in the lower atmosphere, meaning that the planet Earth is becoming warmer. The Antarctic, which is around the North Pole region where the polar bears live, ice is melting rapidly. When pieces of the ice breaks off into the ocean, taking the polar bears with it. And when that ice melts, the polar bears are surrounded by nothing but water. Imagine the polar bear out in the cold Arctic Ocean, swimming 200 miles trying to get back to the point where the ice broke from. Now that's a lot of swimming. A lot of them polar bears succumb to drowning, so therefore the polar bears become an endangered species. My heart goes out to the polar bears on behalf of a friend of mine who happens to be a polar bear. Named Fish. Fish earned that name because he's a good swimming brother and he could be mixed with fish. People, I didn't realize how serious global warming was until I met and befriended Fish and he told me a story. I bet y'all was saying, what is he talking about? A polar bear who told him a story? We need his head exam. Anyway, y'all, he could talk. Tripped me out when I found out he could talk. Told me him being able to talk had a lot to do with him being out of his natural habitat and him being in a warmer climax. Claimed that his vocal cords opened up, which gave him the ability to speak fluently. It shit sound crazy, y'all. Fuck y'all. To be a polar bear, y'all. Fish was smart as hell. He knew about the ozone layers, pollution, smog, all kinds of different kinds of gases that enveloped the earth. And what fascinated me about it, we had read the history of blacks in America. He said, boy, y'all went through some shit during slavery, and my heart goes out to black people. The same way they bought and brought y'all black asses over here 400 years ago and enslaved y'all. They doing the same with my natural habitat and environment. And I felt his pain. Fish was still in bad shape from his ordeal when I met him. Met him down on the Gulf of Louisiana, y'all don't forget it. Told me to swim 18,000 miles from the North Pole. He had one leg, lost a leg in a shark attack on his way to America. Told me his whole family had drowned in the Arctic Ocean during global warming in early stages. Fish was 9 foot 7 inches tall, weighing 240 pounds. He lost 1,200 pounds on his 21-day swimming journey to the United States. He was nothing but skin and bones, and no disrespect to your fish. Head and one motherfucking foot. He said, Fred, it's too hot to have this fur on, this climax here in Louisiana. He said, man, could you help me get this shit off? So I took him to the barber shop and got him a shave. It cost me $1,200 to get all that fur off him. After we left the barber shop, took him to the mall, in the big and tall store, got him a Steve Harvey suit, trench coat, pair of square-toed gator boots, and crutches. After that, took him to church. Had the preacher to pray for him. Everybody at the church thought the nigga was a albino, cause that's what he looked like with that fur off him. After we left the church, took him to the zoo. While we get to the zoo, he goes straight to the polar bear cage. He see a female, he fall in love. That nigga started doing the stanky leg, dropped it like it's high, trying to climb the goddamn gate. I couldn't contain him, so I see 3 zookeepers standing over by the monkey cage. I either say y'all they already seen it. Thank you, man. God bless you. They said the tall fella with the Steve Harvey suit, trench coat, pair of square-toed gator boots, and them crutches. I said, man, that's a polar bear. Well, they run over there with them taser guns, and they tased him and throwed him up in the cage. I went and seen him a couple years ago. We picked his weight up, rolled his creamy white coat, got a wooden leg. Him and his old lady got 3 cubs. Named his oldest cub, Fred, after me. Said I gave him the will to live. So we cried, but I said, what you crying for? He said, boy, y'all got a black president, tears rolling down his cheeks. He said, you know we met for a reason. He said, you know it's global warming from a people around the Antarctic and the Arctic Ocean. He said, we drowning almost every day and we almost extinct. He said, your president who campaigned, preached change before he got in office needs to come up with a strategy that would decline planet Earth becoming warmer as a result of the greenhouse effect. He said, on behalf of the penguins, the seals, the walrus, my people, the polar bear family. He said, hey, Mr. President, you did something to a black man that was done. He said, I know goddamn well saving the environment is easy picking for you, you big ill motherfucker. Obama, that wasn't me talking, boy, that was the polar bear. Let's conclude that. I was the first nigga to go out of space. When NASA sent Armstrong to the moon in 1969, boy, I was already up there. I had been living up there 75 years before he came. Built the first house on the moon. Left the moon, came back to Earth, went to Texas, got a job as a boxing trainer. I started training them niggas out of box. Trained the first black heavyweight champion of the world, Jack Young. Jack won the title in 1908. Kept the title for 5 motherfucking years. Then he flashed out and challenged me to goddamn train. I said, yeah, Jack, I'm the reason why you got the belt. He said, I got to fight you, Fred. So we set up a fight up in Madison Fred Garden. Knocked his ugly ass out in the first round. I became the second black heavyweight champion of the world in 1913. Retired at 55. I ain't want to fight Joe Louis. Boy, Joe Louis had the biggest fist I ever seen, man. I was scared of him, boy. I gave up all 3 belts at the press conference, the WBA, WBO, and WBC. On top of that, Joe was called a brown bomber, and that's exactly what he was hitting, like a bomb. I seen Joe go up in a lion cage, punch a lion upside his head, the lion run up out the cage, run up in the audience, snatch a lady dress, put it on, run back up in the goddamn cage and with the shake dancing, thinking he was a female lion. After that, y'all, I went to Illinois. I met a young boy by the name of Richard Pryor, who would go down in history as the greatest comedian ever lived. After that, left Illinois, I went to Washington, D.C., 1963 to hear King's famous I Have a Dream speech. Dream had already been fulfilled. The first black president was 2 years old at the time of the speech. 46 years later, history would be made. Obama winning the president in 2008. I went so much track, bought me a Range Rover, I headed east. And I was proud to be a black man living here in the United States of America. Thank y'all so much for listening. My name is Rare, nigga. Better known as Rare.
Hey. Hey, so what are your future plans? Like, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna try. It's so hard to not be in a place and make any plans because you don't know what's stable. I mean, and there is no stability. And I don't know, man. Like, I just survive right now. Honestly, I can't really make any like long-term commitments or goals or anything like that. I'm just gonna survive and try to kind of take it day for day and be positive.
Do they kick you out if you stay under the bridge here?
Here? Not really. No. They let you hang out down here. There's always, like, on the weekends and stuff, there'll be actual police, like, standing out here and stuff like that. Man, I'll watch people fight sometimes and laugh at them. Because this used to be the little entertainment run and stuff, you know. but it's kind of like lost its glitter over the years.
What do you think are some ways that normal people in the community can help people like you?
Dude, I would just like say, homeless people are everywhere, and especially like in this city and now in this modern times, they're everywhere, and like you can't just ignore it anymore. Like it used to be like you'd see people under the bridge in a certain little part of the city or something like that, and you could just drive by and never pay attention or nothing like that. But now it's like your family members and your friends and everybody. It could be anybody. It could be you next. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can't ignore. It's getting to be the point you can't ignore it, and the bigger cities are finding that out. You know what I'm saying? With the problems they're having and that ridiculousness in like Seattle and LA and stuff. It's just gotten to a point where it's not just a problem. It's become like a serious like some kind of like, I don't know, it's something bigger. Like something's wrong. You know what I mean? Like people are taking notice.
What do you think about Shreveport overall? Like from your experiences here?
Don't get me started on that, man. Like this city, these things down here, these casinos, when in the 90s were promised to bring millions and millions and millions, which they do. They bring millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, but it's supposed to be put back into the city when the oil companies left in the 80s, and they didn't do nothing but put it right in their pockets and in the pockets of all the people that maybe make the law. Like it's just crooked, and you can't expect a vice to come into town like that and it to be what they're saying it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like we all know, but it never did turn out to do anything for downtown at all. If anything, it made it more derelict and stuff because they're all down there, and all this just rotted away. You know, I ain't seen no money come back into the city from them suckers down there at all, not one bit, other than tourism crap. But they spend it all there. There ain't nowhere else to go.
Okay, Sebastian. So tell me about your interactions with other people in your situation in Shreveport and Bossier City. How you deal with other people who are either homeless or in transition.
I get along with a lot of them. I'm put it to you this way, I'm well protected anywhere I go. But you got the assholes ones. Example, that dude come up and punch me in the eye and then pull the knife on me for no apparent reason. And I'm talking to my other black friend, you know, minding my own business, and he goes and does that. You know, he's crazy. He does not need to be on the streets. He needs to be in a mental institution, really.
Do you think a lot of people in this area who are homeless or in transition have mental health issues?
I believe yes, a lot of them do, and a lot of them just don't want the help, and it's pathetic, really. A lot of these people that are out here that are homeless are mentally disturbed and don't need to be on the streets. Me, I'm not crazy enough to be in a mental institution, but I'm crazy enough to survive in this world. Plain and simple.
How long have you been living like this?
I've been living like this for 26 years of my life. If I wasn't counting the 26 years, depending on where I started and where I, you know, from that point, it'd be 10 years probably.
So tell me a little bit about growing up in Shreveport and what your childhood was like here.
Yeah. I was born in Dallas in '67, and I was raised up in Shreveport in the Bottoms area. I'm 55 years old, and I'm homeless right now. And I did 12 years in prison. And I got out, I went to prison under alien's name, and when I got out, I couldn't get an ID, and that's why I'm still homeless, because I haven't can't get a job, which I want to work, but I can't get a job because of the system that still hold me accountable for what I did in my name, which is I can't get a birth certificate. I've been trying to get a birth certificate and I can't get it, and I'm still homeless.
Who helps you in Shreveport? Are there any groups that help you? That have tried to help you? Or
Volunteers
that reached out
of,
to you?
I think, Volunteers of America. They every Saturday they from 10 to 12 they feed the homeless. And on Saturday behind the Methodist church here in the parking lot, which I don't believe they have anything to do with it, but they got people come around and they feed the homeless. You know, they give you clothes. And they nice people, good people. From 9, I think it's 8:30 to about 10. They pass out hot food and they give you snacks and stuff like that.
And how do people that pass you around Shreveport, like people walking by, do people help you out, or they just pretend like you're not here, or what are most people like here?
For the most part, they got some good people here in Shreveport, but a lot of them they look down on you. You know, if you're coming down the street, they go cross on another they cross over on the other side. They don't want to walk past you. You know, that's kind of messed up. But
Where do you stay at night usually?
Mostly I stay up under the bridge on the Red River District. Last night I stayed inside of a quarter at Bally's, but this morning they ran me off. I had to get up this morning. It was real cold. It was like 3 of us in there. They ran all of us out. But I'm all right. I'll be good. Long as when it warm up, it'll be even better. I'm probably gonna get me a tent and put it somewhere so I can be. But
So, tell me about your feelings about local businesses and the change here compared to the old days.
There ain't no more. They done killed them all. Like chain stores and people coming in from other places and buying up little, cheap, things and making them into something that's all over and cookie cutter. You don't see little stores like Eugene's Guitars down there on the corner, and stores that your mom and dad and your family and stuff grew up with and telling you about, and then you get to visit it and it was like a special thing and you knew each other and stuff. There ain't none of that anymore, and it makes me sick because Shreveport used to be a little hometown like that. It used to be a real community and stuff, and like, yeah, the racism and because it was the South, but like, it used to be a thing. And I just don't feel it no more. I feel like everybody's angry at something, but they can't figure it out. And there's a finger to point somewhere. I mean, there's gotta be. Look at this. This is mess. There ain't no sense in having all these derelict properties and these beautiful fucking buildings everywhere and all this nice property and the space in the city and not doing nothing with it but letting it sit. Call somebody, do something. I don't know. I don't know the processes, but there's got to be one. The money's sitting somewhere in somebody's pocket. They just ain't doing the right thing with it. I promise you.
What advice would you give to people in your situation who are about to be in your situation?
Don't think it's anything you can't get over. It ain't nothing but another day, another thing. You know what I'm saying? Just take it, compartmentalize, and take it a step at a time, because it's the only way you can. And anything that's outside of your like a direct, immediate ability to affect in a positive way, let that go for then. Until you can figure out, or until you see a way that you can do something about it. Because there ain't no sense in worrying about nothing if you can't do nothing about it at that moment. It's just more mess to cloud your vision and get in the way of you getting another step on the ladder. Get another rung, another level up, and eventually you'll find yourself somewhere to where you're a little proud of where you got. You know what I mean? At least a little bit. You got something to say you have for yourself. If you do it right, if you try. You got to try though. They ain't gonna just give it to you. I promise you that. You got to get it out of them.
Do you get around mostly on your bike? Do you take buses, or how do you get around?
The buses and my bike and stuff. I don't have a vehicle.
Yeah, because the buses at least have a bike rack in the front.
Yeah, they're free too right now for the past couple of years. COVID.
What about food? I mean, you got enough money for food and all that?
Not really. Since I get the SSI check, they felt it's necessary to like say I only eat $65 worth of food stamps every day, and that's like a day and a half of food, man. If I really wanted it to be, but as high as food is right now, with whatever that whole system's done to make it what it is, and every time I walk in the grocery store, it's fucking a quarter more for what I used to pay $1 less for it, a year ago or something, or I don't know. These prices on groceries and things are getting outrageous, and food stamps ain't helping me none with that, because I only get like $65 now that they cut back the bonus and stuff like that. And that's what I've been worrying about more than anything.
$65 for how long?
For a month. Like $65 that I'm supposed to feed myself off of a month. But they'll get, if you're homeless, if you claim homeless and you claim no income, like no job or whatever, they'll give you $180 or $200 worth. I don't see why they don't just give everybody that if you're at the bottom of the income deal.
You get $65 a month for food.
Yeah, that's what they give me. Because they say that they do a calculation and they put your SSI money in there, and they say that you should be able to pay for it with that. But since my rent's probably going to be $600-700 now, that's my check. So I don't know, man. Like I mean, I know it's just SSI or whatever, and they don't have to give it to me, but there's reasons for it. You know what I mean? Like it does help. I appreciate that, but there's no real help in this city, honestly. After you get that, you're just out here with a little bit of money in your pocket to feed yourself, pretty much.
Okay, Sebastian, you talk about some of your experiences with the police in Shreveport and how they've hassled you, or some incidents that have occurred in your life.
One of them, earlier this morning, I got woke up by a cop, a female cop. She said, "Oh, you're loitering." There's no loiter signs on the windows or anywhere. And then she has the audacity to step on my damn tarot cards, which, is in my case, and she thought it was a gun. She goes, "I don't know if that was a gun or not." Does that look like a gun case to you? These are my tarot cards, and she had the audacity to step on them.
So you mentioned boxing. I'm a big boxing fan. Tell me about some of your favorite boxers and fighters, and who you really liked. Obviously you know about that.
One of my favorite boxers is Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor I believe he could have beat Sugar Ray, but they never got a chance to fight. But after Aaron, I got to say Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray was good. He was a good fighter. Loved him. And the one I really care about is Ali. Muhammad Ali. I think he was the greatest of all time.
So what do you like about Muhammad Ali?
Floyd Mayweather. Surely him. Never lost a fight. Muhammad Ali he talked a lot of shit. That's what I liked about him. If he tell you he gonna knock you out in this round, your ass going down. You gonna get bust up. He gonna play with you. But yeah, definitely Ali and Mayweather. But Leonard, he come up in my era. I love Leonard too.
And one more question: What are the things, while you're living like you are right now in the streets, what do you need the most? Like what items do you need the most besides getting an ID?
Well, I need clothes. Definitely need clothes. All my clothes that got wet up. All of them they didn't steal. I need clothes, food, And he gonna buy me. You gonna give me a tent, so I appreciate that, man. That's all that I really can think of.
Where are you gonna set up the tent, or where are you gonna camp out?
I got a spot. I think I'm gonna go behind crossover from Family Dollar. They got a wooded area over there. They got a couple homeless people to stay over there. I believe I could be safe over there. Or I might just put it somewhere. Or down by I might put it by the graveyard behind the Methodist church. That's another good spot. And I see they got like 3-4 people with tents over there too. So I'll probably go over there and put it over there. How you doing, man? She can't hear.
Okay, so Sebastian, so tell me what you need.
I need video equipment. I need the money to get the video equipment. Somebody to give me the initiative, hey, come on, let's go do this. You know, instead of, oh yeah, let's go do this and then, bye. You know, I'm getting tired of that. You know, I need somebody to give me that, what do they call that? That put, oh, I forgot now. But that push, that drive
Momentum.
to do it.
Momentum.
Yeah, just somebody to help me get me going.
And then, so let's say you get your YouTube channel going and you're making some videos. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Probably still making videos, and I'm probably gonna have a lot of money by that time. You know, ad revenue doesn't really pay that well, but it pays well enough that if you build it up, eventually you're gonna wind up with a lot of money. And when I make as much as I need to make, I'm giving it half of what I get to small businesses and charities.
Do you feel like you'll give back to some of the charities that help you?
Yes, I would. I most definitely would. I'd take half of whatever I make and give it to charities, give it to small business owners. Like I don't know his name, but he owns a smoke shop down here. I really like the guy. He's a pretty cool guy.
And do you ever try and stay at night near the casinos or any of the hallways of the casinos?
I've done that in my past, yes. I was at a business over by the casinos last night with windows like this. Didn't even have no sign, nothing, and it was like, and then I get woken up by the cop, and it's like, really?
So what are the biggest problems you have in your current situation? Like showering, bathroom, like go through some of the biggest issues you have.
I'd say it's harder to shower because I don't have a place. It's harder to stay out of the weather. I mean, I'm pretty weathered, you know, and that's just from being out in this weather. And I don't have a place to get out of the weather or something to keep me from not being so bored a lot of the times.
So to avoid boredom, how do you pass your time?
I wander around, explore. Try not to get in trouble. That's a big thing. But it's not always easy. I mean, I got a bunch of developable disabilities, so.
What are your dreams? Like, what were your dreams as a kid growing up? And what are your dreams now?
Growing up as a kid, my dad was real into the music scene here, knew everybody, and I'm a musician. And Shreveport was a musical city, man. Like it really had some spark, and it had the potential back in the good old days, as everybody calls it now. But where did that go? Like that, I don't know. It died somewhere along like 1990, the late 90s, or I don't know what happened, man. But like the city just got really ghetto and really like not safe. It feels like, and it ain't getting no better. I know that. So my dreams and hopes and stuff like that is just, I don't know. It's hard to say. I hate to bash it like this, but this city kind of killed my dreams, arrested me so many times for so many things that were so petty or not even done, and put me in there with criminals that like it killed my soul when I was like very young kid and up into my adulthood. They just kept putting me in, and like for nothing. Things that you don't even go to jail for anywhere else, ever. With the incarceration rate like the highest in the world at one point here, I think, for per capita. For stupid things.
Let's talk about that. Tell me about your interactions with the police.
Ugh. I don't know. I don't even want to speak on them people. Like, honestly, those are the people that I fear. That's the one force in nature or force out here that, other than God, that I fear. Honestly, because those people can put you in that car and nobody ever see you again. Say it's me and when will my family hear back from me? You know what I'm saying? I touch in every once in a while with my sister or my brother or something in other places. Man, it would take years maybe even to look for them to find out a body somewhere. You know, just if they wanted to. If you said something wrong to them or something, you know what I mean? I've had them whoop my ass plenty of times just for trying to stand up for myself. You know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. Well, now I just say yes sir or no sir, because like that's all I got. I learned better.
Tell me about growing up in Indiana and then how you got down to Shreveport.
Well, I grew up in Indiana, like big part of my life. I traveled around a lot. I come down here for family lineage checkage, or I don't know exactly how to say it, but and I come down here because I was going down to what was it? What's that? Oh God, I can't think of that town that it's like south of here, but anyways, I come to do some family lineage and just been traveling I've traveled ever since I was a young kid, so.
So do you have family in the area?
All my family's in California. And I've been trying to get back there so I can see my kids, my grandkids. I got 9 grandkids. That's why I've been trying to get back there. My son is in Florida. My family in LA.
What do you need the most? You said a tent, but what would help you out the most?
To help me get ID, man. To help me get my ID, to get my name clear. Because I went to prison up under alien's name, a lot of alien's name. They found out who I was, but they haven't corrected it. And that's why I can't get my ID. They say I got to go to Texas. That's where I was born, in Texas. Ma'am, could you help me hungry, man? I want some change, get something to eat. Anything. Anything. Could you buy me a sandwich? Anything. God bless you. BLT? God bless you. Nice lady, see? She gonna help me.
What part of Texas were you born in?
In Dallas.
So you got to get an ID from there?
I gotta get it. They say I gotta go to Austin and get my birth certificate. Then I can get it. Well, I gave them all the information. I don't see why I haven't got it, because I gave them all the information, my mom's name and stuff like that. It should be on record.
What do you think for you and other people in your situation here? Like, what do you think the city should be doing or the state should be doing?
Actually, I think they should build a homeless shelter like they got in LA, and just let people stay there. It being one of the biggest homeless places in LA. In what? 2003, I believe. They got one of the biggest homeless places in LA.
Yeah, one thing I've always said is there's all these empty buildings downtown here.
They really,
Shreveport, they can turn that into like where do you want to be? So you're 55. What kind of situation do you want to be in before you're 60? Because you and I are about the same age.
Before I'm 60, man, I want to be able to. I want me a Winnebago. I want a van so I could just travel the world, man. Just travel. I do stand-up comedy, man. My dream is to play Richard Pryor in a movie. I want to bring an Oscar to Shreveport. That's one of my dreams. I've been writing comedy for 13 years.
I have autism, OCD, PTSD, learning disability, or learning curve. I got like 7 different types. I was on a bunch of medication, found out it doesn't happen. It doesn't help. Only thing that really helps is smoking marijuana.
What medications were you given?
Ritalin, Boost Bar, Zoloft, Zyprexa, Lexapro, Neurontin, stuff like that. They didn't help. Marijuana did though.
And do you have access to marijuana now?
Nope. No money.
Do you think that those psych meds they gave you messed you up?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It made me worse.
Tell me some of the side effects.
Not being able to sleep. Constant arguments with people that shouldn't happen. Stuff like that, just in general.
And if you had one message to people who were in a similar situation as you right now, what would you say?
I'm glad you asked that. What the hell? Get your priorities straight. You don't need to be doing this shit. But then again, people don't need to be treating people like assholes. Period. I'd love to bring back the Pike system. I think that would really clear up a lot of this crime in this world.